Yes mate, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we've got some brand new APXT and AvePoint merger news. TJ Jiang has made a couple of comments in the last 24 hours which has got me excited. It is very good to hear him actually come out, because usually what we've seen, especially on Twitter, is AvePoint coming out and just giving a very generic response saying aim is to be February depending on SEC filing, etc. And you don't actually see the person behind that tweet. It's just a very generic tweet from the company. So it's exciting to actually see the CEO of AvePoint, TJ Jiang, actually replying to some of these tweets himself, giving a little bit more information. One piece of information in particular that I was not aware of, but I think it is, to be honest, a stroke of genius in my opinion. I think it's very, very good. So we're going to go through that in this video. As always, if you are new around here and want to join our investing community, get the latest and up-to-date information on some of the biggest stocks out there on the stock market, in particular APXT and its merger with AvePoint, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. It's completely free. Come and join our community. So in the last 24 hours, there have been several responses from TJ Jiang on Twitter regarding the merger between AvePoint and APXT. So we're going to talk about them now. And like I said, one of them is very, very interesting, and I think is very, very clever. And I do think this will have a big impact on the share price. I know I've said that before, but this is exciting. This is exciting. So the first one that he tweeted was, thank you for your interest in AvePoint. The next milestone will be filing the S4 registration statement with the SEC, after which we will work through the disclosure through the SEC process. So that is something that we knew of anyway. The S4 registration hasn't been filed. You can check on websites. So it gets me a bit excited seeing TJ Jiang actually responding to these comments. The second tweet that TJ Jiang then released was a response again to someone else who is potentially an investor into APXT. He then replied saying, there will be a PR announcement timed with the S4 filing, nearly there. So again, he's being very vague, but it does sound like they are working on finalising this. And obviously the fact that there will be a PR announcement regarding this filing is actually good news for all of us. So it's more easy to naturally know when this news comes out. And obviously I'll be bringing it to you guys as soon as I can anyway. But the third tweet, and in my opinion, the most interesting tweet, was this one. He said, updated earnings will be included in the S4 filing. Nearly there. Great time to be in our industry. Now, I think this is a stroke of genius from AvePoint and from APXT. The fact that they're going to be including their Q4 earnings of AvePoint into their SEC filing. So obviously when Microsoft earnings came out after hours on Tuesday, that showed that their Microsoft cloud-based services and they're working from home and all that sort of thing, that had grown quite drastically in the last quarter. And obviously anything to do with their cloud services, Microsoft Teams, APXT will have a benefit from that as one of Microsoft's leading partners within that sector. So the fact that Microsoft have come out and said that they've seen pretty decent growth in the last quarter in regards to their cloud-based system, this should show a similar effect in AvePoint's Q4 earnings that get released. Now, the fact that they are timing this release in conjunction with the S4 filing, I think will be very, very good for investors that do hold APXT. Because obviously one of the main catalysts coming out of this will be once the S4 is actually filed and once that announcement takes place, that should push the share price up. But if in that report, it also shows really strong Q4 earnings from AvePoint, which I'm expecting it to be really strong earnings, especially if you look on the back of Microsoft's, Q4 should have been very, very good for AvePoint. If that is included in the statement, in the files, then I think this will cause the share price to go up further than it would have done just with the filing alone. So the fact that TJ Jiang is now coming out and actually personally tweeting saying they're nearly there, it's a great industry to be in. There'll be a PR announcement once it is actually filed, and the fact that their Q4 earnings will actually be included in this report, I think is very, very exciting. So I do think now it's a matter of, I said before, a matter of weeks. It's probably a matter of days now. If it's not this week, then I do expect it to be next week, in my opinion. So I do get messages. Obviously, the share price has gone down again today. It's hovering around that $15 per share mark. It did drop below $15 per share earlier on during the day. And people asking me, should I be worried, stuff like that. In my opinion, I am not worried at all in the slightest, because we know what we have invested in. This is the thing. This is why you do your research before you invest in a company. You don't just invest in a company because of the hype, because if the share price does go down, you're going to be worried. I am not worried at all because I know exactly what I hold. I know the strengths of this company, and I do believe that the share price will represent those strengths moving forward once the merger is announced, once it's agreed, once it takes place. But yeah, red days like this do not concern me because none of the fundamentals have changed. Some messages coming out from TJ Jiang, the CEO, actually saying that they are very close to getting this S4 filing sorted. And yeah, I think the next couple weeks, probably even less than that, is a very exciting time to be an APXT shareholder. I'm excited anyway, so I hope you guys are too. I hope that you're doing what's right by you. If you're not comfortable, obviously, don't be involved in investing if you're not comfortable, regardless of the company, regardless of what different people are saying. Only you can decide whether to invest that money. So don't take any of my videos in particular, but to be honest, don't take anyone's on YouTube's videos as advice. This is just my thoughts and opinions. Make sure you're doing your own research. You are comfortable in what you are investing in. Again, thank you very much for watching and stay safe.